Hey guys, Dusty Marcus here. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that the schools say they're against, and yet they seem to allow it to happen anyway, and that is bullying. When I was a child in public school, I was bullied almost every day for a couple of years. Um, I was terrified of going home. I would stay in the classroom as long as possible until the teachers had to leave. So usually about an hour and a half after school had ended, I was still um, hiding out, waiting to go home. And then the teachers would say, "Okay, you have to leave." The teachers weren't going to give you a ride home for obvious reasons. So I would leave. I'd be faced with these kids, and they would do what they did. On one occasion, I was severely injured. Um, my back was severely injured, and the police were called. And I remember walking down the halls of the school, pointing out the kids that were involved in this, and they were taken aside, and they were given a stern talking to, and it wasn't so bad after that. It actually toned down because they put these kids in their place. Now I know that they likely couldn't have been charged because they were too young, but that's not the point. The point is that the police were there and the police talked with them and they were able to stop this kind of thing from happening. Uh, when one of my kids was being bullied at school, I had always said, if they hit you, hit them back. So when that happened, I would get a call saying, well, your child is suspended from school because he hit another child. In the meantime, he'd been hit and had been, was in the process of being beaten up, and he responded. So it ended up that in most cases, the kids who did the attacking got off scot free and he got sent home. So this is where if I'd have been thinking, I would have called the police and had them involved. Again, schools don't like police getting involved. That is the one thing that will invoke change. Call the police. Nothing else is going to work. Yelling at the principal is not going to work. Going up the line and yelling at the district manager for schools isn't going to work. Calling the police and having police every day walking down your halls, that's going to create attention. I have a grandchild right now who was bullied so much last year that they are changing his school. He's actually going to a new school. So rather than dealing with these bullies, they'd rather send him away. And it really infuriates me that these kids, they know how to push his buttons. They know that he does respond when he's being hurt, and they go ahead and they do it anyway, and he ends up being suspended from school or sent home for the day. And I have a serious issue with that. So hopefully, me doing this video is going to create some awareness as to um, what's going on out there in the schools. They'll tell you bullying isn't happening. It is happening, and it happens every day. They just don't like to admit it. So, again, if you're an educator, keep an eye out for this thing. Investigate a little bit, ask questions, find out what really happened so these other kids get punished, because as long as they go unpunished, the behavior will continue. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and a brilliant week coming up, and we'll catch you on the flip side.